This is the lot that is next to the empty house that's next to my house, and you can see that it's freshly cut. The city comes and cuts this private lot every time they cut the city lots. When I first bought my house, they charged me on my taxes $400 per cut for when the house was empty. But this field has been behind on taxes for 3 years now, and the city cuts it every month. And across the street of the fields that I was creating a park in, public park, they would cut those as well. But as I will show you more, my park has been stolen by people who call themselves artists in cooperation with the city. And they've lived here for 12 years. They never did anything with this lot. And after I started planting trees, they took everything, as the city gave them the only option to bid on the land. And we had a private agreement that I can prove that we were all going to be on the title and share it together. Slowly they got into my idea, and then they took it away, and that's pretty typical of people in this area. They rely on having a vast difference in wealth and a vast difference in whether people are going to even listen to you or not. So this field gets cut every week or every month. I tried planting a beautiful witch hazel over in the corner here, and last year that was completely taken out of the ground. Actually, the first day I came out here, and it was taken out of the ground and then set on top of the hole. So then I reburied it, and then the next day I came back and the witch hazel was completely gone. And this is the hole. This is also a mound where my neighbor, Mrs. Baker, who gets away with everything because she's a longtime resident of the city, she dumps all her dirt here. So she's allowed to dump on this property, and she's also dumped a lot of the debris back here behind my house. She basically gets away with anything she wants in this city. I'm not sure if he is still code enforcer manager, but the code enforcer manager, who was giving me a very hard time for 4 years, he used to live in the house behind me, so he knows all the old-time residents. And I was told that he used to keep his house in such a horrible order that neighbors would offer free labor to clean up his yard, and he said, fuck that this is his city, and he lives the way that he wants to in his city. And that's basically how he's ruled this whole city. And everyone's heard of Kwame Kilpatrick, but no one's heard of the assholes who run this city. And it's completely racist, and that's the way that this area is. It's a ghetto. They're keeping people here and keeping them down. This house has been empty now for 4.5 years since I bought my house, and I'm keeping gangs out of it, keeping kids out of it daily, trying to keep it from getting burned down. And the city has treated me like shit. And they won't even cut the lawn here. You can see the lawn is like 5 feet high. They're not going to cut this lawn for some reason and try to charge them $400 a cut like they tried to charge me. I had to go into the city assessor and rip him one when I first bought the house. He took a few of the lawn cuts off, but they're still holding me to a water bill from previous ownership, which my real estate company and the bank was supposed to pay. It's all written down. They never paid it. And this story is very involved. It's very deep. There's so much I can say. It's been extremely difficult being here. My only love is art and music and the landscape. And you can see my house coming up here, my house and studio. When I first moved in here, none of these houses on this end were inhabited except by a squatter named Ricky, who everyone here knew, who worked at a meat cheese down the street. And he basically fucked up all the houses, and despite me telling the police about it, he's never been caught. He's gone his jolly way. My car was stolen from out front here, and there's some pretty bad neighbors here. They have real bad attitudes and clan-like attitudes. So I'm going to be focusing a lot more on various aspects of what it's like in this experiment of what I've been doing the last 4 years. And we'll get back with you with some more info.